Ultimately, it's the individual that needs to make that choice.
It's the personal desire to get clean and stay clean that brings heroin and pain pill addicts to Sacramento's Core Medical Clinic. Dr. Randall Stenson is the clinic's medical director, prescribing methadone or buprenorphine, commonly known as Suboxone, to help break the cycle of addiction. He says medically assisted treatment, also known as MAT, offers the best chance at lasting recovery.
Until we find better ways of treating it, this is the best way to treat it.
But it's not a standalone therapy. Recovery is long and personal, and an addict must have a desire to end the vicious cycle.
Each person has their own story.
This is David's story.
I was first introduced to opioids through a football injury. I had a few knee surgeries, and that is when I first discovered opioids.
David, who wishes to remain anonymous, agreed to tell his story of addiction and recovery to help others get clean.
When you hear everybody whispering and whispering, you can't help but wonder in the back of your mind if you're making the right decision.
Using opioids as prescribed didn't lead to his addiction.
And I didn't have any issues stopping them at that point, you know.
David went on to build a successful real estate business, and then the market crashed.
We lost quite a bit of money. That is when the depression and feelings of inadequacy set in. I remember somebody offering me one and just having a really bad night, and I said yes, and I liked it. It helped me forget about what was going on at home. From there, it was a downhill slide for about 13 months, and that's when the street drugs and the heroin came into my life.
There were multiple trips to rehabs, but it wasn't until he was introduced to medically assisted treatment that real recovery took hold.
I found CORE on a referral, actually. When I left the recovery center up in Calaveras County, I was clean about 2 months when I found Dr. Stenson, and I wanted to stay that way.
David chose buprenorphine over methadone. When used correctly, it cuts withdrawals, cravings, and has a high rate of recovery.
I've been on the Suboxone now for 29 months. I don't know about having a craving because I haven't had one in 3 years since I've been on this drug.
Unlike methadone, which is given in daily doses, buprenorphine is prescribed in weekly doses or more. But while the methadone treatment is covered by Medi-Cal, Suboxone is not.
Buprenorphine is not covered the same way that Medi-Cal covers methadone, and so there's going to be issues related to finances. There's a $500 initial month fee, and then a $250 a month fee after that they don't cover.
It's a small price to pay for David.
I just didn't want to be that kind of a father. I didn't want to be that kind of a husband. It's not the way I was raised. It's not the man that I wanted to be. So I sought out help.
Buprenorphine is just part of David's treatment. Counseling and attending a 12-step program also help keep him clean and sober.
You have to be willing to make a spiritual change and to take a good look in the mirror at that person and realize that that's not who you want to be anymore. And just taking the medicine is not going to do that. You have a lot of other work to do too.
His message for other people considering recovery:
get help, find the program that works best for you, and put your heart and soul into it.
Vicki Gonzalez, KCRA 3 News.